Hey, this is Cody Zine, and this is episode 15 in the Making Monochrome series. Today we are covering our final two shoot days, shoot day 9 and shoot day 10. So if you remember before, originally we were only supposed to have 8 shoot days for the whole film. But as with looking for locations for free or that fit the look or style you're going for, it happens, they fall through. And so that's what shoot day 9 is, our gate scene. The gate was the hardest location to lock down because I needed to have this sense of security going on because, there's more going on in the world that we're trying to figure out as far as terror threat levels and that sort of thing. So I needed a gate for Isaac to pass through, to get through, to go to downtown, to go to work and all that. But at the same time, have it be such a ritual, such a normal thing now with security checks, kind of like going through the airport. It's very tight and secure now since 9/11, but those that travel a lot, they're used to it. So it's like, okay, nothing's gonna happen. I need it to be like that. So we had a couple places that didn't work out. We finally got this one that visually it's a gate, with a gatehouse and a little arm thing, but I really wanted like a fence, like a barbed wire fence, top secure, but it worked. But it's actually it's a gate getting into I guess a park at a lake. I don't honestly remember where, but this was June 17th, 2017, and we got there pretty early, about 6:30, and we only filmed about lunchtime. We basically filmed Isaac in his car going up to the gate, presenting the ID, talking, answering the questions of Erwin, our actor who played the gate guard there. But I needed it to be backed up, there are other cars, so I think almost everybody who drove got in line in front of him, had to get them in line so that there's a line to get in because it's just a security thing. And yeah, it worked out. And then right after we did kind of some pickup shots with Isaac's girlfriend, so Kat, who played Victoria. We just went over to the little running trail because I wanted to introduce her character visually in the beginning, right after his, so he has that phone call with her, and so I wanted to flip back and forth between them as they're having a phone conversation. And so we just went over to the little running trail and got her doing that, and that was it. We tried to do her scenes inside the gate, like the lake part I was talking about, and we got kicked out just because I guess normally you pay, to go through, and they were letting us use the gate. And then we had asked the gate worker, hey, can we just go and we're just going to film her jogging and talking on the phone? And he said, yeah, but when you ask for permission, make sure you're asking permission from the right person. But the person that we should have asked came over and told us to leave because we had overstayed our welcome, and so we had to leave. So we went to a free park and filmed for free, legitimately. But yeah, it worked out, and that was it. Pretty straightforward, very short shoot day, just to cross it off. Shoot day 10, the very last shoot day, is basically all of the bad guy stuff that I had added to the scene because I wanted to flesh out the character. And you'll find out later in another episode more about his character and Devin as just an amazing person, an actor and musician. But I really wanted to flesh out this character in the story and kind of why his side of things and why things are happening. And so we were going to film all of those added scenes for the last day. So for this location, we went back to the warehouse where we filmed. I guess it was shoot day 3, maybe. However, it's so big, we had other rooms that we didn't use before, like, let's go over there. So we filmed there. We also needed to film, still related to the bad guy stuff, but film kind of a secret, nasty science lab, like a secret lair. And there was these back rooms, tiny, just nasty brick walls. That worked perfectly. We got some shower liners, like not the white ones, but the clear kind of translucent ones, and basically hung them from the ceiling to do kind of the threshold for hazard, whatever. And just the warehouse and the nonprofit that runs it's owned by the hospital system that helped us out so much. They really came through with letting us use the location and the props and the wardrobe and the stuff related to the medical field. But I asked them, I was like, hey, I need to fill this room and make it look like an evil science virus making layer. And okay, as long as you put stuff back. So we legitimately got to get, it wasn't a shopping cart, but a push cart, go down the aisles and grab, like, I want this microscope and these test tubes and this weird thing. I have no idea what it does, but it looks really cool. Just load the cart, go in and build this layer, which was awesome. And we filmed, some of that with the scientists messing with the chemicals and blood tests and that sort of stuff once they had Isaac. And then we did the Devon stuff, basically the secret hideout. And so when we were scouting for this, there's one part of the warehouse where it's a very well organized warehouse, despite what it might look like. But there's this one part where it's mostly furniture. It doesn't necessarily mean medical furniture, but it's all desks and bookshelves and filing cabinets and that kind of stuff. So we got over there, and there was already kind of a wall of desks and bookshelves stacked, separating this half the room, I guess. And so on the half facing closest to the wall, we got, 6 or 8 desks, and we put them all together in basically 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Put them together to make a makeshift, really cool looking conference table, like in a professional office building, except this is a bad guy and it's in a creepy dark warehouse thing, so it works. And they're all different sizes and heights and colors, so it's really funny. And then different rolling chairs, for each side. But the coolest part, I think, was it was so dark, and I have quite a bit of different lights, but what was really funny is, those desks that it's a desk, and then the part sits on it, and it goes up, and there's like shelves up there and cabinets, but underneath there, here's the desk where you write, but underneath right here on the ceiling part, there's lights built in, and you just plug it in. So there were some of those. It was just that top part with the light. They were laying down and whatever. So I was like, I wonder if these work. So we propped it up and plugged it in and turned it on, and we were using those lights to light the scene. I think we had one on the wall kind of facing down the table, and then another one on the other side, and then on the floor below Devon we had a x-ray light. So you go in the doctor's office and it's the light box on the wall, and they put the x-ray film on there and turn it on. Yeah, we had one of those at his feet that shined the light directly below him up, which cast pretty cool shadow as he's sitting there. And then we had our other lights in the background and stuff, but it was just really funny to turn on those and use them. The thing about that day, though, is it was so hot, like dripping sweat hot in this warehouse, because there's no AC, but those scenes were really fun, and just the lighting and the makeshift of everything in there was, I think, really cool. And added some character to it. But yeah, and I think then we filmed a couple of their walking around scenes outside back in Deep Ellum, because literally right outside the warehouse is where we filmed our outside stuff. So we got them out there and just followed them like they were in pursuit of him on that day, you know. But that was it. Then we wrapped. We went and ate, celebrated. That was it. All 10 shoot days were done. Everything was shot, and I had been editing along the way, so now, you know, production was done, and it was time to move into post-production and the feat of putting it all together.